There you go, a little bit of guitar music. Not too loud. Tell me if it's too loud. If it becomes bothersome. I don't know if Bill and Lisa can even hear that. All right. Let's close our eyes. It's that moment of finding our presence right here this morning. So closing eyes, arms or hands wherever it's most relaxed on your legs, spines are straight, pulling the crown of your head towards the roof or the ceiling. Shoulders, roll them, let them move and wiggle. And circle the body around as you find your seat, gently barrel rolling. I'm using my hands on my knees to help brace and maybe go the other way. Beautiful. Gently moving. And then come to stillness. Inhale, both arms come up overhead, palms touch. Bringing hands to heart space, gently bowing the head forward. Chest is proud, chins are tucked in. And inhale, lifting our heads up, slightly gaze down or keep your eyes closed. Feel your palms gently pressing against one another. Not hard, just enough to make contact. Inhale, and as you inhale, lift your hands apart, but keep your fingertips together. This is the Hakini Mudra of joining, lifting your elbows and your arms slightly with your chest, and very gently holding this posture and this pose. It's an alert pose, but with our eyes closed. Gently feeling your breath, natural flow, inhaling and exhaling. Focusing on just this present moment in our room, turning the volume down, our beautiful yoga community. Still holding hands up, gently pressing your fingertips together. And beginning with your little finger, put some pressure there. Then in the third finger, the middle finger, the index finger, and the thumbs. And inhale this beautiful ball of energy up and over your heads, lifting up. Lift your arms as straight as possible. Allow your arms to open and fall to the sides. Both hands now pressing into the earth or just fingertips on your mat. As we split the energy of the right and left side, you're on your spider fingertips here. Shoulders up, spine straight. Gently tuck your chin in and bow your heads. Inhale, lift the heads up. Exhale, heads come down. So we're slowing our inhale and our exhale, but fingertips are pressing into the earth. Beautiful. Inhale. And exhale, beautiful. 3 more breaths with your heads gently lifting on the inhale, lowering on your exhale. Fingertips making contact with the floor. And now both hands come up overhead. Inhale, open eyes. Fingertips come together, palms come together. Interlace your fingers, just your index fingers up in the air. Beautiful. And bending over to the left side. Inhale, come back to the center. Exhale, side bend here, beautiful. Reaching up out of the elbow and lifting the chest. Back up to center, inhale. Exhale on the bend. Not worrying too much about seating our sits bones down and grounding, just moving side to side. And then up again, lift. And bring it back over again, beautiful. And then open your hands out and fingertips press down again on either side. Extend your feet out in front of you. Staff pose, Dandasana, feet out in front. I'm gonna make sure you guys can see me. At least I'm just gonna move the screen down a little. I can see that I wasn't in screen. There. Postage stamp size knee. Fingertips on either side. It's a strange sensation. Feet are flexed. Bring those toes up, 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 and arms come out to the side. Beautiful. T arms. There we go. Don't smack anybody in the face. There, Pop can sim at home. From your feet, being nice and straight here, point your toes and lift arms up. Exhale, hands come down, and pressing your weight in your left hand, bring your right foot in. There you go. And then gently grounding that foot. Make sure it's firmly grounded on. Are you going to slip on those, or they're non-skids? Good, non-skid. Good. We're going to lift up from here. So just gently lift and come over. My left foot is, or his heel is on the ground. Right foot down. Lifting and breathing. Come back down in seated position. Switch sides, switch feet. Foot comes out. Bring the opposite knee in. Planting the right hand down so it doesn't slip. Make sure your hand is right under your shoulder. So as you're lifting, good, Phil, go ahead. Lift up and over. Maybe D on your shoulder, forearm. Forearm, there you go. And just do a nice arch and bend. There you go. That's what I'm trying to get. Side body open. And come back down seated. That wasn't so graceful. Lift up your hands. Inhale. And exhale, forward fold. Knees are slightly bent. Maybe you get to your toes. Easier to find your toes when your feet are flexed. Sliding your hands, if you can, down the soles of your feet. Beautiful. So I'm kind of hanging on under the arch of my foot, and drop your heads down, pulling the lower abs in. As you do this, inhale now, lift your chest. Woo! Feel that stretch in the hamstrings and shoulders. And then open arms back out to the side. Bring your right knee in, left hand down. Same thing. Plant the hand and elevate yourself. Lift up and over. That beautiful deep stretch. Go ahead and play with this. Opening your chest a little. Nice, Patsy. Beautiful. And come back down, switch sides. Foot out, knee in, plant that foot, plant the hand, lift. Beautiful. Come up and over, moving the spine. That's okay, just stretch. It's good. Modifications, options, come back down, seating back down, both hands come up, inhale. And exhale, come forward, forward fold, down. As you inhale, draw your hands up your knees, hang on to the backs of your knees and pull them in. Toes are sliding. As you elevate your feet off the ground, don't sit back too far. There you go. Just on your blanket, that's fine. And then see what it feels like to balance right here. Feet are out in front of me, so I'm going to turn a little to the side so you guys can see. Feet out in front. I'm still hanging on. And pull your chest up. Nice, good core work here, everybody. Do you breathe? Everybody take a deep breath here. Inhale and exhale. Drop your feet. You know what's coming next. Palms on tops of your knees. So lift up, knees split to the side. Butterfly pose. Good. And now come down, forward fold. Stretching the outer part of our hips. Drop your heads as much as you can towards the front of the room. Why? Because we can. It's a beautiful stretch to have. Inhale, lift your knees up with your arms. Bring it in, tip back ever so slightly. Same thing. Boat pose. This is supported boat pose with your knees slightly bent. If you'd like a little more core work, stretch your feet out and flex your feet. Key part here, now lift your chest and hold it there. Next piece of this beautiful asana is to maybe bring one arm out and the other arm out. Breathing. Breathe and then grab under your knees, pull your knees in, drop your feet, knees split out, hands come to ankles, bending forward. Forward and backwards, coming into our spine, flexing and stretching. Inhale, bring it up, stretch the chest up. Beautiful. And then gently crossing your legs, coming forward into hands and knees. I'm going to come off of my blanket now, hands and knees, but I am going to bring my blanket to the front since this floor is very hard. And I have my thinnest travel mat with me, my COVID mat. It cleans easily. So coming forward into hands and knees. Nice. Fill up your face, just fill up the whole screen. I feel like you're in right here in the studio with me. I love it. From here, wiggle. Wiggle, which means wag your tail up slowly. Do you shake it like a puppy coming out of a bin of water? Gently now sitting back, rolling into figure eights. Oh, this is the pickleball antidote. I've decided before and after pickleball, I have to do figure eight, hands and knee stretches. Yesterday, it was a 2 ibuprofen evening after 2 hours on the courts. Thank you, Michael P. Ballard. We drilled and come back. And now, stop the motion, split your knees, toes together, child's pose. Drop it on down. Beautiful. You start moving a little bit more into flow. Deep breath here. Allow your hips to come as far back to your heels as possible. Relax between your shoulder blades. There you go. Nice, Dia. If you even want to do this, look up for a second. Split your arms like this to see if you can come down any more. Nice. Having your elbows span out to the side can drop the chest a little more. And come back up to hands and knees here. I'm going to turn my mat. I'm going to slip it if I don't. Turn my mat to you guys. Back to hands and knees. Toes are curled underneath of you. Toes are curled under. And walk your bodies back so we get some pressure. Curl your toes under, Miss Patsy, not just on toe tips. Okay, there you go. And we're crinkling on our toes here. And this is your choice, how far back you want to go. Philip, I like what you've done. I believe if you can bring a block to sit on, if that helps you feel like you got some grounding rest, or just hang out here for a second. Oh. Hands come up in front of you. Hands come up in front. Clasp your fingers together. Circle your palms down and then press out to the world and lift up. Coming all the way up to standing knees here. Bodies up. There you go, Philip and Lisa. Standing up. Nice. Side to side. Beautiful, gentle movements here. And other side. Now my toes are not nearly as flexing and bending here because there's not a lot of weight on them. And that's okay, it's intentional. Come over other side and back up to the center. Gently, hands come to the side, hands on your waist. Stability here. Hands can also come to the back of your pelvic girdle. Now gently drop your hips to the back of the room. You're going to increase the pressure back on those toes. And curling your toes under that, girl. Yeah, it's dealer's choice on this one. How much can you do it? If it gets to be too intense, come on and drop forward. That's okay. Tap the tops of your feet out if that feels good. If you can stay, nice work, Lisa. If you can stay in that moment, this is when a lot of feelings and thoughts come up. I get it. Straightening our bodies up, nice. I know I'm tipping forward just in case my toes decide to fall off. I understand that feeling. It's okay, you can do a deep breath. Inhale, lifting up on knees. Bring it up. Beautiful, come back down and walk your hands forward. Walking forward, tap the top of your feet, give your toes a break. Oh, thank you. And one more time, either curling your toes under or roll over the tops of your feet. Believe it or not, it's a wonderful stretch to roll over the tops of my feet. So right now, all my weight is on the top of my feet. Then I curl my toes under into down dog. Draw your hips back to the back of the room, back of your mat. Ears are coming between your shoulder blades. I'm going to move my mat pad. And then slowly walk your feet towards your hands, deeply bending your knees. Feet come shoulder width apart. Go ahead and let your bellies rest on your thighs. So it's a semi-half chair pose. Go ahead and bend your knees over. There you go. Nice. Here's where we want to flatten our backs and lift our chest proud. So we're not rounding over. We're dropping our chest toward the mat. Nice flat backs. Good, Patsy. Can you drop your back a little bit more? Can you straighten your back a little bit more? Yes, nice. Lift your hips. There. Lift your hips and now lift your chest. And then tuck your chin in. There you go. And slowly inhale. Very gently coming up to a standing position. Up, up, up. Hands up overhead. Feet split apart. And gently swaying off to the side. I'm going to need to change my vision and view so you can see my full stance buddy. And coming over the opposite way, side to side. Knees have some slight bend in them. And drop your hands down to your sides. Good. Mountain pose, Tadasana. One of the strongest poses in yoga. Shoulders back. Go ahead and lift your shoulders up and put them in their pocket. Nice. Hands forward. Close your eyes. Knees slightly softened. Feel the points on your big toe, your little toe, and your heel. Standing firm in your mountain. In your mind's eye, think of Sopris or Basalt Mountain. Holding strong and proud, chest lifted, bellies in. And now sun salute A, samskar A, lifting up. Inhale, arms come up overhead. Hinge forward at the hips, knees are soft, drop down into a forward fold. Halfway lift. Chest come up, faces are looking at the mat. Exhale, heads go down, and then inhale all the way back up to standing. Palms touch, come into heart space. We're going to repeat that. Pause, inhale, and exhale. Inhale and lift again. Arms up overhead, hinge forward at the hips. Love sun salutes A, coming down. Sweep your fingers, hands come up, halfway lift. Bellies in, chests are looking straight at the floor. Exhale down. Inhale, lift again, all the way back up to standing. Beautiful, hands together to heart space. Next time we're gonna add into plank and down dog. So lifting up again, inhale. Hinge forward at the hips, dropping it down. Beautiful, halfway lift, inhale. As you exhale, hands come down, feet come out, and come into plank pose. Maybe half plank with one knee in front of you, or full plank with both feet behind you. Yes, we can. Wrapping the gut in, wrapping the lower belly in. Looking in the mirror, bellies are pulled up, backs are flat, nice. Beautiful. Drop one knee down, then the other knee, coming into child's pose. Drop back for just a breath. And then inhale, come up to hands and knees, curling over the tops of your feet or curling toes under into down dog, pressing your hips back. And slowly walk your feet up to your hands into a forward fold, bending as much as you need to in your knees. Find your stability, shoulders looking down, then lift up. Inhale all the way up, palms together, hands to heart space. Inhale, lifting arms up overhead again. Exhale, forward fold, hinge. Halfway lift, inhale. As you exhale, coming down into plank again, bend your knees and bring one foot back. Stop there if that's good for you, or bring both feet back into plank. Holding plank for just a moment, taking a deep breath. You're beautiful. If this is too much for your wrists, feel free to fist your wrists. And now come back into down dog. So bring your hips up. Bring your hips up and drop your heads between your elbows. Pause, take a deep breath. Nice, and walk your feet back up to your hands. 2 more in this series, and then lifting up, hands up, nice. Palms together, pause. Inhale again, lifting up. And then exhale, come forward. Halfway lift. Hold here. Hands come down into plank again, walking your feet back. You can jump or step into plank if that's in your practice. Holding here. And now from this plank with feet together, walk your feet to the edge of the mat. Good. Without shifting your hips, walk your feet back in. And then take them out. And then come into down dog with wide feet, down dog. Really pressing your chest down, hips lift. And then walk your hands a couple of inches back and bring your left foot straight out behind you into a half down dog split. Try to straighten the leg, pulling bellies in. And then bring that knee between your hands, lunging forward. Plenty of ways to do this lunge. You can do it halfway lifting right here. If that's a good place to be, good, Philip, that's nice, good. Yep, left foot out, planting your back foot. There we go. Dia, can you plant your back foot? If need be, stand up a little bit more. See where I am? You can be right here in your lunge, bending that front knee though. That's okay, bending the front knee, good. From here, gently dropping your hands down, let your back foot slide back ever so a little bit more towards the back. There we go, good. Into a runner's lunge. Here's where we're stretching that quad muscle, the hip flexor. Yep, you can feel it in your right legs. It does feel lovely. The more you drop your hips down, see the difference between hips up here? The more I bend into that front knee, good. The more I can drop those hips. And Dia, if you'd like to grab another purple block and maybe come up on blocks for this, that's an option. Okay. Gently bring that back leg up. Here's a few times when a little tiny bounce is okay in yoga. And bring yourselves to a standing split, walking hands to the center. There we go. Nice. Wherever you are, palms come down. If it's helpful to have a block in front of you for a little elevation, that works well too. And I'm going to ask you to drop your chest down and flatten your back here. Knees are slightly soft. Good. Good. Nice alignment. Deep bend into either of your knees. It does not matter. Stretching the inner thighs here. Try to keep your standing foot flat. Nice, Patsy. Good. Pressing the little toe edge into the mat. Deep breath here. Inhale. Exhale. And come back up to the center. And gently bend the other knee. Please keep all joints soft. So wrists are soft, shoulders are back. Bellies are pulling in. Please support your lower back here. Even if you need to place a hand on your lower belly just for that reminder. Deeply stretching into that opposite knee. Good. Or opposite inner thigh. Back up to the center, please. Walk your hands around to the front. Turn both feet towards the front of the mat. Bring that back leg up to meet the front leg at the top of your mat. Beautiful. Heads drop. And inhale very slowly. Come back up to standing. Hands come up overhead. Bring yourselves to the center part of your mat. Pause. Find Tadasana, mountain pose. Hands come down, shoulders roll back into their pockets, knees soft. The yoke of your shoulders is strong and lifting your body. Maybe slightly tuck the pelvis under and rest here in Tadasana. Resetting the body, finding that mountain pose. And from here, inhale again, lifting up, hands come up overhead. Exhale, hinge forward at the hips, coming down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands come down, walk it back into down dog. We're not coming through plank. We've done our share. Drop your hips or lift your hips up, drop your chest. Feel that pause, deep stretch. Try to draw your hips as much up as possible while lifting your lower abs. Pulling those bellies in will protect piriformis muscle. And then from here, gently coming forward just a little bit with your weight, shifting your weight slightly forward, planting your left foot, lift your right leg up into a down dog split. How straight can your leg be? How tight can your bellies be? It's a plank line. With the exhale and inhale, bring that foot between your thighs or a close facsimile. Drop that back left leg. Maybe your hands are on your thighs to get into this lunge. Draw your toes up. I was going to say a little bit more forward. They don't have to be exactly forward. And then plant that foot. The back foot is planted at about a 45-degree angle. Good. Nice. When you found this posture, square your hips and draw that back left hip towards the center. Tendency is to want to open, to drop the leg. Once I'm open, that's good. The yoga pose we're trying to work towards is centering our shoulders. Good. Shoulder back. Good. Now, crawly feet. You can do it either way, back leg back or front leg forward. You're dropping down slowly. Again, bring your hands down in front of you into this lunge. Having blocks available can be helpful, or a block. Nice. How much? And then your back leg is now with your heel up, toes curled under. There you go. This keeps the knee from being torqued. So I want your feet in alignment, looking straight ahead. Feel it, relax your shoulders and your head as much as possible. That's where blocks come in. Are we feeling it in that hip flexor? Yeah, Patsy's face said it all. Wish you could see it. We're feeling that hip flexor. The more you can drop that knee and lift your chest, how does that feel? There's a little different asana there as we lift the chest. Crescent pose, just for FYI, is here for those who want to try a balanced pose. If not, this works too. Nice work. Pulling everything into the midline. Nice, and breathe. Inhale. And exhale, hands come down. Gently walk everything back in. However you do that, lifting your hips, turn your bodies so that you're in split stance. Blocks can come in front of you if that feels good to have a block. Dropping, now here's where our bodies are flat. We're not arching our back, pulling our bellies in. We're nice and flat. The neck is long, the face is looking down at the floor. Good, nice. Bending knees, wiggling around in this pose a little bit, then find stillness. Take a deep breath, inhale. As you exhale, either knee bends. That's the new terminology in Zoom. We're not doing rights and lefts, we're doing both sides. Pick a side and drop into it. Your choice. Hands can actually come through your legs on the tops of your palms. Patsy, you can turn your hands over if you want. See how I'm doing that? Yeah. So this way we're getting a wrist stretch. Are your toes relaxed? Nice, Dia. Are your knees not hyperextending here? Let your shoulders drop, let your heads drop. My palms are looking up. You can also have palms looking down, but this is a beautiful reverse stretch for those hands, and we're in down dog and plank. Inhale, walk your hands to the front for stability. Center your hips over the middle part of your mat and come into the other side stretch. The inner thigh on the extended leg. Knife edge of your foot, your pinky toe side of the foot is planted on both feet, equal weight. If you'd like to come down to forearms, that works. You can have straight arms, or you can place your arms behind you and through your legs for a deeper forward fold. Love having choices today. Two more breaths here, 2 good deep breaths. Inhale and exhale, letting those inner thighs stretch deeply. And then bringing your hands in front of your face for stability. Lift your bodies back up to center. Turn towards the front of your mat. Both feet turn. Toes are facing forward now. Good. And then gently, hands down, coming back. One last plank. Since we're here, take advantage of this. Nice. Patsy just sighed deeply like she didn't like this, but that's okay. I'm teasing. I love it. Keep breathing, gang. This is a wonderful core strengthener, upper back. If you need to drop a knee, that's perfectly fine. Inhale, and now drop one knee and then the other, knees wide, coming back into child's pose. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Good job, everyone. Great standing practice. Busting a move on a standing practice. And from here, come back up to hands and knees. Please bring your left knee in front of you into pigeon. Draw that knee in front. You may drop down if it feels better for your knees. If this is not a good pose, feel free to bend that foot in front of you. And come and sit down on that left hip. with your right leg in front. Traditional pigeon is with the foot tucked in close, stretching the leg out behind you, and now dropping your weight forward. Whatever rendition of this pose feels good. Stag pose. Go. If you would like to lift up a little bit and just watch for a second coming out of the pose, hands up, gentle back bend here. Both hands are planted, lifting your back up, chins are tucked here. If you would like to bring your foot slightly forward and the shin becomes more parallel to the front of the mat, you will find a little bit different type of stretch. It might be a little more intense. If this doesn't serve your body or your knees, feel free to come back up into traditional pigeon. But with that foot forward, then gently begin to come forward. Now chest is coming down, chin is tucked, the crown of your head is coming forward, elbows are tucked into your sides. Hello. Hello, back of my hips. I'm going to grab my block too. It's nice to have a block in front of me, a place to plant my forehead. And if your forehead is on a block or even on the mat, if you would like to extend your arms out behind you, please don't rest too much weight in that neck without it being nice and long. It's a beautiful opening again from the tops of the hands, or you can have hands down. This is a rendition of flying pigeon. Of course, to take flight, both arms would come up in the air behind you. It's a semi-balancing pose, strengthening the back. Bring your hands back under your face, under your shoulders. Tuck both elbows in. And from the elbow tucked in position, begin to lift your chest, rising up. Again, very gentle back bend as you lift up, spider tip fingers as the beginning of practice. Not needing your full palm on the ground, lifting your chest. Take a deep breath, inhale. And exhale, allow your body to come forward, swing that back leg up into the front here, cross-legged position, both arms come out to the side, lift arms. Palms come together, thumbs to heart space. Pause for a moment. And now as you lean forward, bring your bodies down, hands come to in the front part of your mat. Draw your left knee into your body and begin to swivel the leg behind you, coming into pigeon on the opposite side. Pigeon can be a full extension of the leg back behind you and coming up onto that leg and knee if your knees will allow you to do so. I had the great honor 14 years ago of falling out of pigeon in front of my instructor, Karin. And she got the giggles so bad she had to stop class because it's very hard to actually fall out of pigeon. But she congratulated me and said, I've never seen anyone fall so gently from an inch up to an inch down, but I just sort of fell out of pigeon because I didn't know what I was doing. It's okay. So coming down now, gently allow that right hip to fall and draw that front leg forward if it's in your practice to do so. You may stay in upright pigeon and begin to press forward from that position, or take a side on that hip, allowing the hip bone to fall. But here's our deal. We want to come down forward, hands in front, block at the ready,
Shoulders relaxed, elbows can flay out to the side to hold your block intact. Pulling the lower abs in here. That's an interesting thing to do because when I did that, my body lengthened. So we're not crumbling into the pose, we're lengthening the chest to draw the head forward. Stretching that leg out behind you, deep, deep stretch for you all in the back part of your right hip. If anytime this pigeon pose does not work for you in anybody's class, you are always welcome to come down on your back and come into four square this way. The similar muscles are being stretched. This is a pigeon on your back. Same pose, same idea, same muscles being stretched. And now if you would like to have your forehead on a block, or if your head is on the ground and extending arms out behind you, palms are looking up at the ceiling or up at the roof, whatever you're looking at, palms are looking up. You may lift those arms. This is actually a balance pose. Flying pigeon with arms behind you, very little weight in the forehead, if any at all. Breathe, inhale. If you fall out of pigeon, it is okay. I have done it. Please be sure that leg is straight out behind you. Maybe check and walk that foot in a little closer to midline. If you need to balance using fingertips like airplane pontoons or canoe runners, that's fine. Deep breath, inhale. Exhale fully. Beautiful. Bring your hands in close to your face. Elbows tuck into your body. Only when elbows are tucked, shoulders dropped. Then begin to extend the crown of your head like cobra up towards the front of the room. And begin to lift. Gentle, gentle back arch. Up on spider tip fingers, you might feel a little bit of extension in those hip muscles underneath of the knee and the leg that's in front of you. Inhale. And as you exhale, relax your elbows, come down onto that right hip, bring the left leg out in front of you. Coming into cross-legged pose, Indian style sit. And Philip, if you need to leave early, please do a short Shavasana next to Lisa as you get closer to your exit time. It's about 11:15. Shoulders circle, hands come behind you. Palms facing forward or backward, whatever your shoulders need here to relax back and lift the chest. Gentle, gentle extension, drawing your shoulder blades together and your shoulders down. And now, tip your heads forward. Oh, beautiful neck stretch here. Dropping your shoulders. And then sitting up straight, bringing your hands to the T sides. Hands come straight out. From here, both sit bones stay down on the ground. Gently extend, so you're reaching for money on a counter, maybe way off to the side, but both sits bones stay down. Come back up to center and come over the opposite way, extending just the top of your body, just the rib cage, moving. Other side, beautiful. Then inhale, both arms come up to the center. Now hands come down in front of you, nice. Palms flat on the ground. Lift your chest one more time as you lift up, straighten your back. My forearms are pressing into my shins deeply. Lift and arch the back up. Draw your shoulder blades together. Breathe and then relax. Coming down, hands come behind you. Feet stretch out in front as we gently come down. Knees are bent.
walk your hands back to draw yourselves down to your forearms behind you. Good, forearms in front of you. And now feel your sacrum tuck under. So you're lifting your pubic bone up, so sacrum's tuck. Bring your knees in and begin to bite one foot out. Flex your feet, flex your toes, and then push out again. Keep your necks relaxed and soft, pressing out. Inhale, exhale on the switch. Lower abs are working straight out. Nice, Patsy. Bring them in first. So bring your knee in and then switch out. It's like you're kicking a wall out in front of you. Nice, Dia. Press. And then bring both knees in. Come back to your backs. Oh, relax your head and neck and shoulders. I'm going to turn slightly to the side, flexing feet, lifting your feet up to the ceiling. And then bend your knees, drop your feet flat on the floor. Have your blocks ready. Let's find our blocks again. Locking my blocks in. Feet are just barely shoulder width apart and lifting up. Lift your hips into bridge. I'm going to place my blanket behind my head too. That feels nice. You might want to grab your blanket for your head if that feels good to you. Lifting and press your knees in together as you lift and squeeze your hips up towards the ceiling, then dropping them back down. And now as you inhale, lift arms and hips up overhead. Lift, 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 lift. As you exhale, knees are squeezing somewhat energetically together. Dropping hands down on the exhale, drop your hips. 2 more. In your own time and breath as you lift up, inhale. Squeeze and press hips up. And exhale, hips come down, arms and hands join. And last time, inhale and lift, up, up, up. And exhale, arms come down, hips come down, and now bring your knees into your body. Bring your knees in, hands come behind, and gently rock side to side. Releasing your shoulders. And for the second inversion, gently bring your feet back down to the floor. As you press your hips up, place your block underneath your sacrum as you lift up. And slowly and gently, your choice for inversion, to bring your knees in right here. You could stay in a semi-coiled up position or lifting feet up to the ceiling, flexing your toes. Please be sure your block feels comfortable and supportive underneath your sacrum. Beautiful. Nice. Staying right there. I'm going to turn lights off in the studio for our team. It's in-house. They're not blinded. Right. These inversions with our feet up help to soothe the whole parasympathetic nervous system safely. At the end of our practice, the blood flow is reversing. Gently, gently, gently allowing the blood flow to come back, a little less work on the heart. If you would like to bring your arms into cactus to open your shoulders, with your hands, the forearms are on the ground, so hands can come up with feet, or allow your arms to just rest openly at your shoulders. If you find your ankles or feet swell or hands are swelling, a beautiful way to invert is to just lift hands up here like Dia's doing. Release your jaw, release your face muscles. Allow your shoulders to squiggle under you and be flat. Shoulder blades are flat on the floor behind you. This is a pre-Shavasana setup. Maybe wiggle your feet around, circling your ankles. And when you're ready, drop one foot down first. Allow that foot to plant. Drop your other foot down, pressing up just enough to release the block. And then drawing your knees into your body, find your rendition of happy baby. It can be half happy baby, grabbing one foot and bringing that knee into your shoulder, maybe for if you can grab both edges of your feet. Rock slightly side to side. So now we're actually grounding. This is a grounding pose, to have hands on the bottom parts of our feet, grabbing the outside edge of our feet. Perhaps turning your head side to side, releasing the neck muscles. And then when you're ready, draw the soles of your feet together in Supta Baddha Konasana, seated butterfly pose. Hands at the tops of your ankles, allowing your knees to come side. Gently allowing your legs to come apart, feet together, soles touching. Beautiful. And then gently allowing your hands to release from your ankles, hands on either side of your knees, bring feet in, drop your feet to the mat, and begin your setup for Shavasana. Perhaps you have a blanket roll underneath your thighs, a blanket on the back of your head, second blanket. And as you set up for your Shavasana, I'll change our music out to something a little quieter. And we'll find our relaxation. Dreamland is what we played yesterday, so we'll try that one again. So as you come into Shavasana, allow your shoulder blades to be flat underneath you beautifully. So legs about, whatever your knees want to do. Relax your knees and feet. Allow your thighs to roll open. And we're going to dreamland for the next few minutes. Sorry. Shocked you into dreamland. And take a very, very, very deep breath here, inhaling. And with the exhale, allow everything to melt from your forehead to your jaws. Maybe fingertips wiggle and relax. Closing your eyes. Feel your body rest heavily on your mat. Releasing into just the gravity sensation of weight. The floor's got you. Your mat has you. Your blanket will absorb the energy. Taking full deep breaths in and fully exhaling. So deep breath, inhale and exhale, allowing your eyes to close, your gaze wherever it goes inward. Finding stillness. Allow your breath to be your guide. Inhale and exhale. As we move into the shamatha form of meditation, focus only on your breath. Counting your breaths backwards from 10. Breath only focus. Allow your thoughts to stay right there. If your thoughts wander, that's okay. Bring them right back to your breath. Inhale and exhale. And counting down quietly. Bringing your thoughts back to your breath. Focal point of your attention. Feeling the air come in through your nose. Every deep breath is like a love note for your body. Sending nurturance, oxygen, energy, and chi all flowing through your body with your breath. Next few minutes are all yours. Deep, quiet relaxation. Chest rising and falling. And now begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Gently bringing your breath back in for a full and deep breath as you begin to move. Back into this present moment. And bringing one knee into your body, and then the other, please roll to one side and stay there for a breath or two. As you begin to sit up, please breathe into that motion. Bringing your body into a cross-legged seated position, or a posture that's gentle and steadfast for your practice. Closing your eyes. Inhale, both arms come back up and lift. Palms touch, bringing your hands into heart space. Thumbs landing at that beautiful fourth chakra. Heads gently bow. As you breathe into this moment, looking at all the blessings and gratitude of our practice together, extending that feeling out to your world today and to the universe. It is with great gratitude and deep offerings of thanks to each of you. We share my birthday. We share this yoga practice. Namaste.
Namaste.